Mount for those kind words. Um, Friends, from wherever you are logged in, it's a pleasure to be back. Always a pleasure. Although I'm not very certain what I should take out of what Maulik said, that whether he's indicating that it's time for me to retire. I've also started thinking in those directions, I must assure you. I think one of the seminars I look forward every year is the one which Almus comes up with. I think the theme is always relevant. And other than the theme being relevant, I think the theme they choose for the conference is interesting as well. So last year, we talked about margin to mainstream, quite important given the circumstances we were. And today, this year, again, we are spot on. What they're talking about is adjusting, adopting, and innovating. I think it says it all, considering the times that we live in, because I think that in a way, our lives have become truly Greek in character. We are moved from alpha to delta. Now we are in Omicron now. So where we are moving, we do not know. So this adjusting, adopting, innovating must happen in every aspect of life. And I was quite amused and quite interested when this suggestion came that this could be the theme of the conference this year. So congratulations, first of all, on a theme which truly speaks about the times that we live in. Well, life has been choppy. Markets have been choppy. But I should think that Almus, like the proverbial brook in the Tennyson's poem, has continued to provide complete tactical and operational solutions, at least looking at the interest shown by the sponsors in sponsoring this conference. Obviously, the work that is being done by Almus is being appreciated, and many people want to be a part of this journey. I know that they provide complete solutions across Forex, currency, commodity markets, very critical, and particularly what attracted me to this group was their concern for the SME customers, the small customers. Basically, you are able to completely outsource your activity to Almus, and looking at what they do actually made me think of two things. One, about an advertisement, which was quite popular earlier, which said, fill it, shut it, forget it. Now, I think something like outsourcing to Almus, something works like this because the back office, front office, everything, accounting, everything takes taken care of them. It's a package deal. I understand that Almus has been providing, which has been quite helpful. And looking at it a different way, if I apply a little bit of technology to what Almus does, I think Almus is sort of a white labeled treasury. Now, it sounds more modern, and I can perhaps argue that they claim that their aim in white labeling is to help smaller clients from being whitewashed in terms of the rates they get, at least in Forex quotes. Now, I leave it to, I don't want to explain on this further or expand this further. I leave it to your imagination, friends. I think Almus is truly playing this role. But having said that, I should also say that foreign exchange is something which is not very easy. It's a complicated subject to many. Although I'm a little diffident of saying this to the youngsters of today, who could stump me back by asking, are the ways the Forex rates determined as difficult to understand like the rates the cryptocurrencies or bitcoins are priced or traded? I surrender. But on a more serious note, Forex is a tricky subject, even to many financial experts and bankers. I still recall one of my personal experiences in a board discussion in a bank several years ago, when one of the CEO of the bank claimed as a magnum achievement that he had brought down the cost of borrowing by borrowing in Japanese yen. Now, the Japanese yen is a currency which everybody likes, looking at the interest rates that it carries. Now I asked him innocuously, do you have an N asset book? He said, no, but interest rates are still minuscule. He persisted. Now I asked him the next question, do you mark to market your N liability? There was complete silence all around. Needless to say, I became the villain for asking this question. And I suspect even today, he has not pardoned me for that. Now, Almus, with his hands-on team monitoring the markets, manages to get the best of rates for their clients by negotiating spreads that banks normally demand. I've been personally witness to many of these issues which happen. And I'm also aware of the fact that officials are very passionate about getting the best rates for their clients. This market, I think Maulik did make a mention about what needs to be done, but let me flag that this market can get only more exciting with the opening up of NDF trades. I think one of the things about bringing the market onshore, which was a passion a couple of years ago, one of the themes of the conference, I think that is slowly beginning to happen with complete opening up of the NDF trades. The International Financial Center taking off is again important. I can say, associated with the initial regulations drafting in that International Financial Center, and I can say that we have tried our best to mimic the international practices rather than depending upon the Indian rules and regulations while drafting the regulations for the GIFT City. And RBI has been substantially relaxing the rules and documentation requirements on foreign exchange markets. Maulik again did make a mention about the push for transparency. This is happening in a big way. Now, I know many banks are struggling now to realign how to communicate to the clients about the rates because the demands on them by the central bank, the transparent to be brought about, what is the kind of loading that happens. I think that is going to change the scenario altogether. Although I'm not very certain about one rate for the entire country, as Maulik said, because in a way, it would also mean that do we have one standard of living index for every city in this country? So there could be sort of differences, but I completely go along with the statement that the transparency today, which is there particularly for the small value customers, has to improve enormously. And let me tell you that central banks around the world, not only India, around the world are at it to make this happen. Now, a related point is the focus that the regulators around the world are directing towards bringing down the cost of cross-border transaction. This is a worry world over. The cost and the time and the efficiency of the cross-border transaction today is a black mark when compared to the achievement at least this country has made in respect of speed and cost as far as the domestic transactions are concerned, which have become really efficient, a benchmark for the rest of the world. Now, one thing I just want to leave a warning is that please remember that the traditional players do not offer a fair deal. Today, there is more chance of this entire business model getting disrupted, either through the adoption of technology or by the entry of so-called fintechs and neobanks who move fast to occupy the space, disrupt, and start acquiring the customers. Now, I know that this is a much awaited event every year. I don't want to go on and on. And this event every year manages to bring in the best minds to discuss several areas of topical interest. As Maulik said, this time also it is no different. I think they have been able to line up very, very interesting topics and very well-known, sought-after speakers for each of the talk or the panel discussion. I'm sure that you will find them useful over the next day and a half. Thank you for inviting me. Congratulations once again to the team Almus, and all the best for the rest of your deliberations. Let me warn you that this ends my Act 1. I have 2 more appearances to make, one later in the day and one tomorrow. So let me say au revoir for the present. Thank you very much.